Hey guys, what's up? It's Apollo, and welcome back to another siege battle in Total War Rome 2. Now, you might be looking at my deployment here and thinking, man, Masacely, Apollo's ally, is deployed really close to him, and why are they looking the wrong way? They're not looking at the settlement? That's strange. Well, that's because this is not my ally. This is the enemy, who are using a bunch of Vanguard troops to, well, use their Vanguard ability and spawn outside the settlement right in front of my armies. So, yeah, this is going to be a spicy replay, and I'm going to kind of go over what to do in a situation like this. You know, what are the advantages, what are the disadvantages of being in a situation like this. Also, they have both artillery pieces, because the rule was max 1 per army. So there's 3 defenders, 2 of them looking at me. These guys hate me. Now, of course, I was live streaming this, so when this happened during the live stream, I was like, oh, okay, it's like that. It's like, it's gonna be one of these kind of battles. So if you guys want to watch you can actually watch the live VOD. Right, and you can see my reaction to all this happening, which is pretty cool. So once you finish this video, go check it out and you can kind of see the battle live and get the different perspectives. But I was just like, I was dead. I was just like, I wasn't like, oh no. I was just like, oh, okay, this is what's happening. So definitely check that out. And I stream Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check it out. We have a lot of fun. We play a lot of battles. So let's jump into this one. And again, this battle just started, so this is how it starts. I'm playing as Athens. My allies are over here being Rome and Arverni. And then we have Macedon. And then we're taking on the Seleucids and Masacely. All very good factions. So, okay, you find yourself in a situation like this. What are your advantages? Well, usually Vanguard troops are not the best. And that's why they require ambush tactics, because they usually can't go toe-to-toe with normal medium to heavy infantry. So I knew that if I was able to protect my army and let my infantry do all the work, I would be okay. But that's the trick. That is the challenge. When you see a Vanguard army like this spawn nearby, and I'll do some slow motion. Actually, no, we'll pause it because this is really fast. When you see an army like this spawn near your force, the first thing you will do, the first thing you must do is protect the vulnerable units. That being archers, artillery, your general, javies. Protect the weak units that can die to cav and light infantry. Get them protected. So that must be your first thing. And you can see he spawned cav right in front of my archers. So let's press play and see how this progresses. Well, of course, he's charging in. He's got some riders here. And now my archers get a great volley and actually do a ton of damage to his cav, taking out 20. And there goes another great volley. You can see we're doing okay, but this one is much healthier. Actually, no, they barely made it. 39 troops. And they are going to make contact with my archers. Okay, let's slow it down. Again, it's not going to be perfect. They spawn right in front of my archers. I guess I could have done a little bit better by just being more protective in my deployment formation and having my archers behind infantry, but I wasn't expecting this. You're not always going to expect it. So the first thing I do is charge in my general. I knew he would be just fine against these guys, especially after getting sprayed with arrows. And then I'm running up whatever infantry I have. I actually have pikemen, but I don't put them in pike formation because I'm in panic mode. Not really panicking, but I'm rushing everything I have to get to the front line to protect my archers and get them out of there. They are breaking, but as long as they can not completely shatter, then we're golden. They still have 59 men. That's plenty to do a lot of damage with archers. So we did a good job protecting my archers, and I dropped all of my siege equipment, and I'm now reforming my army. This has now become a pitch battle. Now over on the other side, my cav, I had 2 units of cav here, citizen cav. Not much I can do here. This was a sacrificial move. I knew my cav was going to die, but all they had to do is delay. If they can keep the enemy cav pinned down long enough to where I can organize my army to where we can take a defensive position against all this cav, then this sacrifice will not go in vain. And that's what they're giving. That's what they're giving me right now. They're giving me time. Now I tried to save a little bit of my citizen cav, but it's just actually I was going for the horse archers, and they're doing a good job of killing them. So we're running for the horse archers. I'm just trying to get everything I can. Any kind of opportunity to kill these guys, I'm gonna do it. Now there are 12 units. So that's most of his army who's sallied out. I know if I can win and I can come out on top in this battle, that's a huge chunk of the defending force that won't be in the city streets. We're going to be looking pretty good. Let's go back to normal speed. So here we go. Cav running around. I think I actually broke some units. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. The infantry here, it's a light infantry, but they do have javies, and they do hurt. And unfortunately, they got a good throw on my Cav. Cav is still intact, but they are kind of maneuvering around. Let's see. They're still intact. I'm now moving up infantry. Again, we got to do some slow motion. This is so quick. It's so fast. Okay, so I'm moving up some thorax swordsmen. I got about 4 or 5 of these guys. This is going to be my backbone of the army, the front line. And I'm rushing them over. It looks really cool with these trees, actually. Look at that. That's pretty sweet. So they're moving up, and I'm establishing a front line. Now, here is a little bit of a troublesome view. My thorax swordsmen are getting surrounded. That is one way you will lose to these light units, if you get surrounded and overwhelmed. I had this unit of swordsmen kind of further away from the main army, so they're kind of alone right now. They're having a tough time. The siege tower kind of, you know, threw off their formation. They're getting surrounded. So I need to save that unit, and that's what I'm doing. I'm rushing over these units to get over here, and this is going to be my new front line. I'm establishing a front line right here. My archers are protected. I'm keeping some spear units nearby the archers to protect them. My general is watching over on this side. Meanwhile, my allies are pushing up, which is exactly what they need to do. Don't come to me. It does look like he was sending over some units to help, but it's not necessary. I mean, I think it would have been better off if he sent over Cav. I think Cav is always important, but totally not. And this is funny because I don't remember them even thinking about sending units over to me. But infantry is not going to be much help to me because it's really the Cav that I'm worried about. And look, you can see artillery focusing down my hoplites. And yeah, just reestablishing my line, and we'll go back to normal speed. So we got a nice little infantry battle. My guys are going to win this, winning decisively. Oh, man, this is so sick. This is just a cool place of the fight. I mean, this row of trees just looks so awesome. Fighting under the shade of these trees. So it's an intense battle over here. I've sent up reinforcements over to this side. Remember this unit getting surrounded? They were breaking, but now they've recovered thanks to the reinforcements that have arrived. He's now setting up his infantry because he wants to throw. He's going to throw, watch. Ooh, there it is. That's exactly what he needs to do. It mostly kills just one or two guys. It's not a big deal. But he's just going to sit there and keep doing it. But, yeah, we're looking good. We're recovering. And again, as soon as this happens, guys, reorganize your lines. Here, okay, this is big. He is now charging out chariots. Not much I can do about that. The chariots, what do you want to do against chariots? Archers can really focus down the chariots, and that's what happened. As soon as I saw these chariots move forward, I focused all of my archers to focus fire on these desert chariots. And I do have stacks and stacks of infantry. They're going to do some damage, but again, chariots, you gotta try to overwhelm them, shoot them down, and look at that, dude. Perfect. I think it was because my thorax swords threw off a volley and killed those chariots, and that's huge. That is huge right there. Okay, so the chariots are gone. What could have been disaster turned out pretty well for me. And again, don't panic. Just focus on what you got. Archers are so good at firing things and killing things from a distance. As long as you protect them, they will work magic for you. So, I cleared that up. I killed some infantry. I killed some cav. Killed some chariots. Now the rest of his army is falling back. this is a great move. This is a great player, by the way. Okay, so this strategy of sending out troops like vanguard forces here is a really challenging and risky strategy. You've got to be really good at micro. You got to be really good at managing the Javi, you know, the throwables that the infantry has. Good at microing your cav, looking for weaknesses in the army in a matter of seconds. So this is a high skill player kind of strategy, and this is a really good player. This is Armored Scarab, and he is a fantastic player. So when I saw his army out here doing this, I thought I was screwed, but I think I held pretty well, and now he's reforming. Now, he might be thinking I'm going to go and push here. Absolutely not. Do not pursue the enemy like this. You might be thinking, oh, I can beat him out here and, you know, destroy his forces. No, don't do that. The reason is there's a gate right behind them. The gate has a ton of firepower. It's going to support their army as they hold over here. And not only do they have the towers near the gate, they also have artillery. They can easily set up archers on these walls and just overwhelm you as you try to fight this, what might look like a weak infantry force. It's not. And that is why I am not doing that. I'm just kind of sitting still for now, kind of thinking about my options. And really, I'm going to go back to the original plan, which is attacking this wall here because I want to help my Roman ally who is currently fighting the good fight against Macedon. And he's fighting for these walls. You can see he's pretty easily, he easily took them. He has taken the walls. And then we have all these tortoises breaking down walls, which is fantastic. It's going to give them tons of options. Macedon is starting to look like he's getting a little overwhelmed. It's a tough... Okay, these aqueducts are getting in the way. It's a tough fight against Romans, but Macedon is a solid force. And if it wasn't for all the breach points, I think he could... I don't know. If I was him, personally, I would fall back. And like even these Roman infantry, they got the Pila, so they can easily throw down. They can throw down and do some damage. And you can see he does not like it. And yeah, he needs to quickly get out of there. If he turns his back to the enemy, a lot more are going to die. And meanwhile, we have the Arverni who are right next to Rome, and they've got some tortoises, which we donated to them because Arverni can't bring tortoises to the battle. And he is pushing and getting ready to take this section of the wall, which the Seleucids are kind of easing up a little bit and letting them take this ground. Let's go back over here and see what's happening over with me and Macesali. So I can tell that Macesali is gonna rely on his cav here on out. Now, I am pushing up my army here. Again, I'm not interested in engaging him completely. I'm just forming a line here, like so, and I am going to push up these tortoises. This is really what I care most about right here, because I want to help my ally. I want to get in here, and I want to surround Macedon, which are fighting. Look at this. Fighting for this corner. Let's try to get some close-ups. I know we've been zooming around most of this battle, but there's just so much to show you, and there's just a lot of stuff going on. So it looks like he's calling, either they're breaking or they're calling, no. Well, I think he's trying to get out of there. Yeah, he's falling back. I think he's going to give up the walls, probably because he sees... he saw my my swordsman pushing the tortoises up there. Now he is moving over some cav to basically slow down my advance. So I'm trying to counter that by sending in my general, sending in my infantry, and I'm just going all in. I'm just going all in this way. Now you got to be careful. You don't, when he's relying so much on cav, you don't want to stick outside here too much. This is where he has the advantage because, well, he has cav. What you want to do when you're surrounded by cav and you don't have an answer for it, because I don't really do have an answer for it. I'm just using my infantry as a bit of a buffer unit to keep the cav away. I mean, I guess I could try to shoot at the cav, but they're everywhere. Look at them. They're everywhere. We are a sitting duck here. This is not a good situation. Now, my archers were somewhat open there. You see that? He tried to go for the gap, and he tried to get my archers, but I quickly closed the gap with my infantry right there. So, if I want my archers alive, I got to get in the settlement. That is the ultimate counter to Cav. City streets. So we need to rush my army in there and get in there safely. And what we can do is in the breach points, just block it with infantry. And then the Cav can't get in. But you can see I'm forming a circle, a defensive circle around my archers and just watching everything. Just waiting for them to move in. And I am just trying to be as annoying, because that's what he's trying to be. He's being annoying as possible. That's what I'm doing too. I'm making sure every single move he makes, I will counter it. So that is my goal here. And look at, I formed like a noob square. But that's what you got to do against all this Cav. Rome has taken these streets. Arverni is actually having a brutal fight against the Seleucids. So again, sorry for the lack of close-ups. It's just there's a lot going on outside the city. But yeah, it's looking pretty rough for the Seleucids over here. Over on this side, they seem to be holding a little bit better. I love the snow map, by the way. The winter map, it looks pretty good. So Arverni, Seleucids going at it. The walls, the towers are now supporting Arverni. That's why it's tough to give up those walls, because the attackers can gain a lot of advantages. Over here, they've broken through and they're now spreading out, going after thorax swords. Look like Seleucids were thinking about pushing in. Oh no, there they go. And he's gonna go and stop them to protect the flank of his Celtic warriors. Now here's the thing, throw spears, they have a lot of skirmishers, they're basically like skirmishers. They're technically not, but they can throw a lot of stuff. Whoa, where are the arrows coming from? So there's archers back here? I don't know. A bunch of arrows came at his back. Or hit him on the back. Let's go back here, and you can see that I've finally broken through. Oh, dang it, I missed it. Oh, dang, I really wanted to show you. Okay, so I swear, this was a little embarrassing on our part. You see all these dead Romans? They weren't here because of the defenders, because of Macedon. They were here because they were running across the wall when I was using the tortoise, and I ended up killing an entire Roman unit. Yeah, not good. So I was trying to tell my ally, I was like, hey, get your men off the wall. Because, I mean, my tortoise was going, you know, and the tortoise, all it takes is a couple hits. So I was like, hey, get your men off the wall, please. But unfortunately, I guess he didn't see it, and they died. So again, I recommend you watch the live version. It is hilarious. It's pretty funny. But now I'm rushing my army in. Now that we have an opening, we just rush in. I make sure the archers go in first. General, again, all the vulnerable units get in there first. Now, obviously, if there was enemies waiting for me nearby, I wouldn't send in the archers first, but it's all clear. We're going in, and there's nothing that Cav can do. And we just took away the advantage of the Cav, and we have now given ourselves the advantage by using, because obviously all my infantry is going to be much better in the streets rather than out here fighting. So I thought we did a pretty good job. Mission accomplished, but now we still have to take the city. There's still a lot of Seleucid forces. Oh my god, did they push back Arverni? Or did Arverni retreat? He must have, I think it was the arrows. He lost a lot of men here. Let's go back to normal speed. He lost a lot of men, so the Seleucids, great fight. He kind of did a bend but don't break. He fell back, reorganized, did some damage, and now he's pushing back up, ready to take back his city, his lands. But Arverni is not so easily defeated, as they are pushing up some, they're pushing up some infantry into the city. Archers opening fire on these guys. And now we have another clash of infantry. Oh, man. So a brutal fight is underway. Arverni is going full speed ahead. He is sending up a ton of troops forward down the street. They still have a couple thorax swordsmen they got to take care of near the aqueduct. But Rome is pushing, and now I am pushing as well. I'm angry. I'm seeking blood. I'm so mad that my attack was delayed. So I'm going to push, and I'm going to take on Macedon here. I'm looking for something to kill. Pixelated has a couple light units over here. I'm pushing up more thorax swordsmen. I form shield wall right at the last second, which prevents them from ripping through my men. I'm going to hold back these armored riders, and then I'm going to send in more swordsmen as we speak to reinforce this line. So yeah, we are attacking two fronts right now, here and here. And the town center, by the way, is right here, I believe. Or is it? I think so. Yeah, oh, no, it's right here. Close enough. But this is basically where Macedon is putting up his defense. Rome is pushing on this side. So we're doing a good job as a team. We are pushing everywhere we can. Ooh, these Thracian warriors should... Oh, wait, they're losing against Hastati? 62, 93. I guess because they're so outnumbered? Dang. Feels bad to be a Thracian warrior. There you go. Finally, we're breaking these light infantry units from Pixelated. Now I'm pushing up these units to deal with these guys. It's getting a little weird over here. It's not like proper front lines. It's kind of chaotic. Not quite a mosh pit, but definitely some jagged front lines. You know, jagged lines. But we're doing a good job. And again, their infantry is no match. These are the vanguard infantry who rely on ambushes and flanking and overwhelming. And now that we're in the city, that's going to be tough for them to do. All right, so the rest of my army is sitting back. It's mostly my archers who have taken many casualties because of the Macedonian archers focusing down my Cretan archers. So, yeah. Oh, Rome broke through. Rome broke through, and look at, he's sending in the legionaries. I mean, I know I played this battle live, but I don't remember it quite happening like this. You know, when you're so focused on your own fight, you kind of miss out what's going on elsewhere. So that's pretty good. Pretty good move by Macedon, kind of forming a... That's kind of... Look at how... This is nice and neat. This front line. That was kind of cool how they both formed that. But they are breaking here, and there are some problems here. There's gap here that we can use to flank around Macedon. And I'm still trying to kill these thorax swordsmen. I kind of have them surrounded. But these guys are tough. Thorax swordsmen are just brutal fighters. They just never give up. Let's go to Arverni and see how the battle is going on over there. It's pretty cool. It's kind of all over the place, like our battle. We've got some Oathsworn who are taking on the Thorough Spears. Oathsworn are easily going to beat them. These are chosen swordsmen, though. Still very good. But it looks like Arverni's doing a great job. And he is now pushing near the aqueduct. And soon he's going to be able to put pressure behind the enemy. And you can see Macedon's trying to reform their units. And here's what's left of Pixelated. Let's not forget they have Cav. They've got infantry who are currently falling back. They're probably going to focus on defending this side, because I'm coming that way. I am going to be pushing and attacking that way. Now, Macedon has 92 thorax swordsmen over here, so he's reinforced this side. My guys were close to breaking, but look at this. I moved up my Thracian Peltis. I kind of missed it, but they threw a ton of Peltis at the back of these Thorax Swordsmen. But now I'm going to charge them in because they are out of ammo, and I want to get a flanking unit on these guys. There we go. There you go. Perfect. And then I think we killed another infantry unit from Misasely. Now I'm going to turn these hoplites. These are Thoros hoplites. And they're going to join in the fun and try to kill the Thorax Swordsman of Macedon. Still breaking my swordsman. How frustrating. 61 men left in that unit and they're breaking. So sure enough, I love doing this in siege battles. I found the gap. I'm flanking around. I've surrounded Macedon, helping out the Romans and conquering this city. But man, I couldn't believe how stubborn the Macedonians were. They just would not give up. They just kept holding and holding and holding. Over here, our Verney did a great job. And look at this. What are the Seleucids doing here? I guess they thought that either they thought this was the town center, or that our Verney was gonna push very heavily over here, because you do kind of have to go through here to attack over here. Because I don't know, you could just go like this. So I don't know why he has so many units over here. I assume he thinks it's the town center, but he can easily shift them over and help out. He needs to go now though, and hopefully his teammates are telling him like, hey, get your guys over here, because right here is the town center. I believe so. I think that's the case. And maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. It doesn't matter. When I'm attacking, all I care about is killing the enemy. That's all I care about. I don't care about no town center. And we didn't quite kill these swordsmen. Yeah, I was like, whoa, let's finish these guys up before we start moving towards the enemy. And now I'm pushing up this way. This is where things get crazy. Misasely charging in Cav. This is just a big blob of forces I'm quickly moving over. I wasn't too worried about this force getting charged by Cav because it's mostly just hoplites over here. And if he does charge me, they're not going to do much. And I can see he's got some horse archers. But these are like skirmishers. They're kind of attacking the rear of my caravan of troops. But yeah, I wanted to clear the way, and I'm just going to keep going. The Cav is no problem for me. I've got another set of 2 units of Thorax Swordsmen pushing this way. Kind of watching this position, because one thing you want to watch out for is your archers and your allies' archers. You do not want them to be flanked. And I think that's what Misasely was trying to do. He was trying to run this way and get behind and attack the vulnerable units. These guys were watching that. I also have a unit back here watching the entrances here, but I think most of the Cav from Misasely has gone back into the city. So, yep, there we go. I gave the call to move up the rest of my army and go for the final stand. Here we go. This is Macedon holding against Rome. They are preparing their last-ditch effort. Can they hold against our forces? The balance of power definitely in our favor, but not so much to where they can't win it. Definitely going to be a challenge for them, but they can pull off a miracle here. I mean, they've got really good factions. All right, back over here, you can see his Cav was running after me. He's using his skirmisher Cav, just trying to kill me from afar. I'm going to try to rush in and get him off guard here. Because remember, he's got all this Cav. He's microing everywhere. And you can see I got a little bit of a charge there. I don't really think I killed any of them, but I need to do more stuff like that. But I kind of contained his Cav into this area, and I'm not letting him in. I do not want him to get to these archers. And that's why my general's over here as well. I was a little cautious, though, because I was worried about the skirmish cav. So I'm just kind of keeping my distance, but I'm like, nope, we're going to hold right here. I'm going to make sure this cav, and that's fine. Use your javies on my thorax swords. As long as my thorax swords are looking at you and they have those big shields, I'm just containing. And yeah, again, that's what you got to do with cav. You don't have to kill them. Just contain them. Make them useless. Especially in settlements. It's easy. Thorough spears, I'm sending them in to help the Romans. Just, I mean, I figured we'd break through this pretty quickly. And that's the other thing. Let me do some slow motion. I wanted to keep up the progress here. I wanted to keep up the progress of attacking. Now, I guess he was able to squeeze a unit of... Yeah, he was. He was able to squeeze a unit of cav in. And he's going to go after some of my archers. This was unfortunate. But I looked away for a second. And I was like, oh, gosh darn it. And now I'm sending in my general to protect these archers. My archers have pretty much used up all of their ammo. This isn't too big of a deal, but it's still something that could have been a lot worse. And there goes my general. My general has 17 kills already. And I've really just been using him defensively. But they're in this chaos. The general fights with his men, trying to protect them against the scary enemy cav. And we're doing some pretty good damage to them. They still have 63 cav though. And here comes another charge. Look at this. And I'm going to countercharge him. Yeah, let's give it to him. He's like, no, I'm sick of your crap. And then I'm just going to reform. And rinse and repeat. And then back over on this side, you can see he sent over his general. Doesn't really matter because we have some solid infantry here. If he charges in with his general, we'll be fine. And he's just cycle charging my infantry. He really wants to break through over here. So he's got, even the horse archers are coming in, which are pretty good in melee. I really didn't want him to have this road. So I just kept my units there. I think eventually I should probably at this point send over some hoplites to reinforce that. But there we go. We killed his cav here. That was a huge win. That's one less cav unit we have to worry about. My general now has 70 kills. Heck yeah. Which is not like amazing or anything, but he's getting up there. Now I sent in my cav again because he sent in his general. And now he's doing another charge. And he really wants to get through here. He's actually breaking my swordsman. But my general charges in and keeps the morale high, keeps them in the fight. So this is the Hippias Lancers. Unfortunately, my swords are losing the stomach to fight. And that is finally when I send in the thorough spears into the battle. There they go. Marching to the fight. And the general falls back. I fall back. No need to chase the general. I won that engagement, or I held that engagement. And, oh, what is this? Pikeman? Oh, he's got pikemen over here. So we're just delaying. We're not attacking here because obviously you don't want to attack pikes head on. Over on the other side, Arverni is... Arverni's actually fighting. He fought the enemy over near here. I'm kind of surprised. Personally, I wouldn't have gone over here because it's so highly... It's like easy to defend. But he's doing a good job of cleaning up the Seleucids. I mean, the Seleucids and Arverni, it's basically been a 1v1. Now, I finally do have some thorough hoplites coming over this way because this is so weak right here. It's just archers watching here. Over on this side, I think I have some swords who are trying to go after some pikes. You can see the pikes. Obviously, they're using them for the final end of the battle. And we really got to try to take them out. But unfortunately, I got double pike there. And they save the thorax pikes of the Seleucids. Now he's marching in the Macedonian pikemen. Now, I do have some pikes of my own. And they're currently fighting in the front. I had 2 of them. I think the other ones died where the other pikes we just saw earlier were fighting. So, pikes with Roman infantry, yeah, that's a little OP. That's tough to fight. And you can see the enemy defenses are crumbling. The Seleucid general has died. That's causing these guys to break without even fighting. They're also getting skirmished down. And there you go. They don't have the stomach to fight. They now fall back or withdraw from the battle. And I'm actually going to take this gate over here because whatever. I was like, I'm going to take this. I don't want this thing shooting at me. So we're going to go capture it. The rest of my army is just pushing in. And it's pretty straightforward from here. We just got to go in and clean it out and win the day. We do have 2 more generals. Massasoly still has his general over on this side. We have our Verney's Cav trying to maintain the general. This general is tough. He's only lost 3 men. And he gets a charge off on that infantry. Oh, and he's going to surround these guys. A good play by Massasoly trying to get back into this battle. But obviously, by looking at the balance of power, it's not looking too good for the defenders. And there goes the general. He's losing the stomach to fight. And every one of the defenders is withdrawing from the battle because they know it is lost and the city has been taken. So, what a fight. Absolutely. It was fun. It was just really fun. I hope the defenders had fun. Just, you know, armored coming out here and charging me. It was quite the beginning of a battle. This was a shorter siege. Well, it's not too short with all the slow motion I did. But yeah, that's it, guys. We're just trying to clean up the Macedonians. But I just want to know, like, what do you think I could have done better here? What do you think are some good things to do that I didn't mention over here? Whether you're attacking or defending, what could have Massasoly have done better? What could have I done better? What did I do well? What did he do well? I just want to hear your input and see what you guys have to say, and maybe I can learn something, and you can share the knowledge to the viewers, maybe newer players and whatnot. Oh wow, this general recovered. He recovered, and he's going in for a charge. Let's go ahead and enjoy it. So we didn't do a ton of close-ups. I do apologize about that. I hope it wasn't like too all over the place, but I was just so excited about this battle, and that's why sometimes I don't like doing my battle replays, because I'm trying to explain everything that was going in my, going through my head, and I didn't want to. I don't know. I feel like sometimes you want to just sit back and enjoy the fight and not explain every little detail that was going through my head. But I don't know. Let me know. Let me know if you like this style. If you like me doing my replays. Or maybe a mix of both would be good. But of course, classic Macedon, being stubborn, not giving up. This is the general. I've got my pikemen in here. But we're in the last, like, 20 seconds of the battle. And it was a pretty clear victory. Again, sallying out like this with, like, the majority of your army is such a gamble. Because if you don't come out with enough victories, like killing archers, killing artillery, or whatever, like, gaining enough from it, it's tough to recover from. And there you have it, guys. Victory. Victory for Athens. We lost a lot, but we did a lot, too. So, there you have it. I got 1820 kills. Elon Musk, nice. 1871. We got Core, 2,000 kills. He did a really good job against the Seleucids. The Seleucids getting 1,700. Armored getting 1,900. He got more kills than me. That's really impressive. He did a good job. Oh, he had 2 chariots? Where did these chariots go? What happened? Okay. I missed these chariots. What happened to him? He obviously didn't send them. He sent me these. I did not. And they got 500 kills. I completely missed that. And then we got Templar Knight, who got 1,500 kills. There you have it, guys. That was so much fun. Thank you so much for watching. Remember, I stream Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. U.S. Eastern Time. If you join my Discord, I have my stream schedule on exactly what I'm playing every day, like each day. So definitely don't miss out on that. I do appreciate it. I forgot to say this in the beginning, but lay siege to the like button. Thank you, and I will see you next time on the battlefield.